Welcome back to Bitcoin Advisors. My name is Chris. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning here, bringing it to you here from bright and beautiful Westlake Village, California, where we look at Bitcoin's price action, traditional markets like the Nasdaq and the S&P. We look at gold, silver, and the dollar, and we cover a few of our favorite altcoins, but the main focus is Bitcoin. And you know what the number one thing holding people back from investing in Bitcoin? It's that most people don't have somebody who will show them how to do it. And we have years of experience of helping people invest in Bitcoin and other cryptos with their IRA and 401k. If you'd like to get a free investor guide, you can always click on a link in the description below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to get the most up-to-date market analysis on Bitcoin. So how do we begin our technical analysis? It is trend, momentum, and volatility. So I'm going to pull Bitcoin up on the daily chart for the CMEs and just go over a couple of basics here. The CME chart is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, the largest futures contract exchange in America. And we do see it plays out rather technically. So Bitcoin on the daily, we made our first lower low here at 44,000 and then a lower high at 48,000. And we did say if we did get any kind of a 4-hour or daily closure below 47,000, that would beget continuation to the downside. And that is your trend. So what's an uptrend? You got higher lows, you got a higher high, a higher low, and higher highs, right? What is a downtrend? You got a lower low and a lower high. As soon as that got confirmed, that was our indicator, maybe to look for some bearish downside posturing. And you can see we did have quite a big dump over the last 2 days. And we did say we were looking for a bounce and maybe a retest of the lows yesterday, which we did have here. And it looks like we're getting the bounce up to our target at 44,000, call it 44,000 and change. And however, looking at trend, momentum, and volatility, right? We have volatility starting to expand, and we do have daily Stokes crossing back down as long as we are below that 44,100 mark. So again, downtrend on the daily. We got volatility increasing alongside momentum. That's generally going to give us a good setup for a downside bias. And we do have a head and shoulders formation, and the technical target off of this is going to be a move down to 38,000. So here's your head, here's your shoulders, and here's the neckline if you're looking at that as a head and shoulders formation. However, I would negate that with any daily closure back above 44,300 right here at this pivot, as that would be a break back above the neckline at 44,300. And something I also wanted to bring our attention back over to here was our blue buy signal on the hash ribbons indicator. And just to make this a little more visible here. Here's our blue buy signal that we got on right around August 7th. And we had our first daily higher low there on August 3rd at 38,000. So what does the blue buy signal tell us? In its prior signals, it says that Bitcoin will never go back and break the last daily higher low, which is 38,000, before making new all-time highs. So that is our bullish case, our best hopium case for Bitcoin, as we still have this in play. However, if this area, if we do get any kind of a daily or higher term closure below that $38,000 pivot, which is coming in right here at, call it 38,000, if that area does get violated on a daily, I'll be looking for a quick move down to 33,000 to fill that gap. As you can see, there is a gap here. Gaps like to get filled. before we get another big bounce on a daily time frame. And so we can say the blue buy signal on the hash ribbons indicator, if we do get a daily closure below 38,000, that the buy signal failed, and we can throw that piece of edge out the window. And I did say yesterday, again, that we were looking at very, very likely to get a bounce here. And here is the big question mark today, and that is, can we get back above 44,300? That is the big question mark. And again, if we can get back above that region, that'll be a break back above the neckline. And if you do see this as a technical, head and shoulders, we probably get a move at least back up to 46,000, somewhere in this region. However, if the bounce fails here at 44,300, then at the very least, I would be looking at continuation of trend and at least move down to 38,000 bucks for a bounce. And if that area fails, again, 32 to 33,000 bucks. Now let's take a look at Nasdaq, because Nasdaq is doing about the same thing, and we did say yesterday likely to get a bounce. Needs to get back above 15,500. Okay, bounce probably heads up to 15,300, but if we can't get back above 15,500, we're still going to be making lower highs on the daily time frame. What do we have here on the S&P 500? Bounce needs to get back above 40, call it 4,500 to reverse the trend. So as long as we're below there, still going to be bearish. Where's Dow Jones? Same thing. Getting the bounce, Dow Jones needs to get back above 34,800 to reverse the trend on the daily. So this is the big question. Is the 15 to 20% correction we were postulating going to happen right now? And I'd say it's starting this month. We got 5% to the downside already. If you want to take that ruler out, that is a 5.5% move to the downside. And I'd say it's starting this month. I don't think we get the full move until somewhere around mid to end October. Let's pull up Ethereum, which is looking very, very similar to Bitcoin, and we are getting that bounce here. The head and shoulders target here is would have us pointed down somewhere around 2,500 bucks. However, I would say that would be negated with any kind of a closure up back above 3,100. That would fail, and I'd be looking for a move back up to at least 33 to 3,200 in the short term. Who else I wanted to check out today? We got Algorand. I know people have been keeping a close eye on this one, and Algorand did take quite a beating, and we did say if we broke 180, we'd be heading down to about 150. Now, vice versa, if we can get a 4-hour closure back above $1.80, which I believe we just did, and now we're testing support here, I'd be looking for a move back up to about $2. And if we get any kind of a 4-hour closure back below 150, I'm going to be looking for a move way back down to about $1.20. So that one's pretty easy to judge there. We just broke above 180 on a 4-hour, so hopefully we get some continuation there to the upside. I'll pull up another one I've been having my eye on here, and that is Tezos. So Tezos on the daily took a massive leg down, but still creating, let's see, on a weekly time frame, we're just bouncing off that 9 exponential. That's looking good for a bounce. It really depends on what Bitcoin does for a lot of these coins right now. Bitcoin goes up, altcoins party. Bitcoin goes down, altcoins usually get slacked. And we'll check out Solana here on the daily. And Solana getting a nice bounce here. Any kind of a closure back above 150 likely heads back to 169 in that region. And if we get a closure back below 123, that'll give us a move at least down to, I'd say, around 92 cents before it picks itself back up. Let's check in on gold. How is gold doing? Gold getting a little bounce to the top side of that range. If gold can get a daily closure back above 1785, I'd get a target back to 1800. However, it looks like downtrend on the daily. We got lower lows, lower highs, and alongside the dollar, which is looking massively bullish right now, the dollar on the weekly time frame has been heading upwards and onwards, higher lows and higher highs on the weekly. We put in our first higher high there, and we got higher lows coming alongside. So I am looking for the dollar to tick back up to around 94. Checking in on silver also. Silver getting a bounce off the bottom side of the range as we did plot out. Very likely, buy the low side, sell the high side of the range. That's been the trend for the last year. And I think I'm going to wrap it up with that. Wishing you all a blessed and wonderful day. Check back in with us next time, and we'll talk to you soon.